Hi Scorpio and Scorpio rising, this is your January 2017 forecast. So first off, Happy New Year, and let's see what's on the cards for you for January. Lots of romance and creative business projects indicated for you, and this is because Venus and Mars are going to be together in your 5th house for the entire month. So Venus in the 5th, more than any other planet, wants to have a good time. It's all about creative self-expression, passion, romance, fun. So Venus in this house is going to bring those opportunities for Venusian things, good food, good wine, parties, entertainment to you. This is also very good for creative business projects and, creative work. So those things are really looking very positive for you this month. With Mars in the 5th, of course, that ups the tempo and makes it into chemistry. So the 5th house, which is ordinarily romance, pleasure, fun, with Venus and Mars together is really sizzling. So recreation, sports, romance indicated, and Mars has got that physical energy. So where things come to Venus, Mars goes out and gets them. So taking risks, this can be with personal business projects or it can be in romance. So, this is really great for promoting creative business projects that you're working on. So you're busy and active. The only downside really with Mars in the 5th is that you're only interested in doing those things that you really enjoy. But otherwise, lots of energy for promoting creative business projects or personal business projects, taking risks. And with Venus in the 5th, lots of opportunities for parties, recreation, entertainment, and fun. So let's see how it works out for you. So other than that, the Sun will be in your 3rd house until the 20th of January. And the 3rd, along with Mercury. Mercury will be retrograde until the 8th of January, and then from there go direct, but stay in your 3rd house. So with this kind of emphasis in the 3rd house, there's a lot of busyness, movement. One tends to feel a bit more restless. So the way to, alleviate this is to go out and try something new. It could be a new course of study. It could be some short trips. It could be planning a vacation. Or it could be something that you're writing, working on, proofreading, publishing. So with the Sun in the 3rd, lots of busyness, the tempo picks up, and it's a good time to mix things up. It tends to increase your social interactions. So interactions with people in your daily round, whether it's business partners, friends, neighbors, tends to increase. So lots of social opportunities. This is also where you can find that you have to do a lot of busy work, paperwork, phone calls, errands, attending to those kinds of routine communications. And with Mercury in the 3rd house for the whole month, your mind is quite busy. You may be doing research, you may be gathering information so that you can gain more clarity. While Mercury is still retrograde until the 8th, you still want to double check all your communications, make sure well in advance you've backed up your computer and your car is running well. So Mercury going direct from the 8th of January, this is very good for reading, writing, publishing projects, self-promotion, and things are generally busier because your mind is busier. You're looking for intellectual stimulation. You're communicating with lots of people. And it's good for gathering information around business contracts or negotiations and clarifying everyone's position. So let's look at what else is happening this month. The new moon on the 29th of December was in your 3rd house, and in Capricorn. So Capricorn, very patient, very systematic, very thorough, very strategic. So very practical new moon in your 3rd house sector with a sextile to Mars in your 5th. So this is all about, considering new business ventures, taking care of unfinished business, taking care of routine paperwork. You're also trying, because the Sun, Moon, and Mercury are lined up, you're assessing how you feel about things, how you think about things. So it's all about implementing good new routines, so how can you be more productive, thinking about those things. And with the sextile to Mars, maybe taking a risk on a personal business project or planning some kind of calculated financial risk also indicated. So those energies running for the first 2 weeks of January. So that's the energy to make practical plans and actions, structure your routine so that there can be more productivity implemented. And with Mars, thinking about a careful calculated risk with regards to personal business or a financial venture. So on the 1st, we've got Mars conjuncting Neptune in your 5th house, and this could have you feeling a little bit off color. Perhaps you're feeling insecure. This could be around a romantic interest or perhaps with regards to a child. So perhaps you're also feeling a little bit fatigued. Neptune tends to strip some of the energy from Mars, so this can have one feeling a bit low, down on your chops, morale isn't so great. But this will pass. You just want to avoid lots of Neptunian activities for a few days, so not too much drinking and overindulging. And, navel gazing. So on the 3rd of January, you've got Mercury sextiling Venus between your 3rd and your 5th house, and this is great for romantic communication. Mercury and Venus, it really helps you open your heart, express your feelings of love and friendship. And because Venus is in that 5th house of romance, it could be verbalizing your feelings, opening your heart, or making a declaration of love. On the 7th, we've got the Sun conjuncting Pluto in your 3rd house. And this is quite intense, although it's short-lived. This can be, this energy can be applied to repairing things, working on situations that have become disproportionate. The Sun and Pluto together can sometimes show power struggles, conflicts, perhaps someone's trying to dominate you. Either way, you'll want to avoid dangerous situations, as Pluto can sometimes put you in harm's way, so take it easy. The same is true for the 10th, when the Sun squares Uranus between your 3rd and your 6th house. This has disruptions to routine happening, especially for you, because the 3rd house is routine, your daily round, routine business, taking care of business. And so there can be some unexpected disruptions for you, could be communication-wise. So expect some kind of disruption to your routine and be a little bit more careful of accidents. On the 12th, we've got the full moon happening in your 9th house with favorable aspects to Jupiter. So in the 9th house, where the 3rd house is all about routine communications, day-to-day tasks, duties, responsibilities, the 9th house is where we look for meaning and significance. So this is where you're wanting to be a little bit more adventurous. Perhaps you're considering a course of study or making some travel plans or thinking about things more philosophically, especially with the influence of Jupiter. So spiritual and philosophical reflection could be at a premium for you, as well as study or travel plans being hatched. So on the 19th, we've got your ruling planet Mars in difficult aspect with Saturn. So when these planets, are in difficult aspect, Saturn can really restrict and Mars can frustrate. So you want to go slowly and cautiously. For you, this could be around finances or around a personal business project. You could feel yourself being blocked by other people, by circumstances, or you may just feel a bit discouraged and, intimidated by negative feedback. So just take things slow and keep your head down. So on the 20th, the Sun goes into your 4th house, and this is nice for settling down from those busy 3rd house energies. The focus tends to be more on family, the home, property concerns, roots and heritage. When the Sun is in the 4th house, one often finds oneself thinking more about the past, reminiscing about your childhood, examining your patterns of behavior, that you were conditioned with. It can also show a focus on property itself, so renovating the home or investing in property. So either way, you want to feel rooted, secure and connected, and make sure that you've got a strong, stable base of operations for, when you proceed with activities in the outer world, professional and career goals. So that strong, stable home base is what you're working on for the next month. On the 20th, we've got Venus sextiling Pluto between your 5th and your 3rd house. So again, Venus in that house of romance, the 3rd house being communications. So this could be, again, a declaration of love. Venus and Pluto together always intensify emotions. So, emotions run deep. So you feel a stronger heart connection, so it's good for strengthening ties within relationships. So good for deepening any relationship. And with that, the sextile being to the 3rd house, this could be, again, communications of love, where you tell somebody how much you care. So, put your heart on your sleeve and express those feelings, because this can really deepen your connection to somebody else. On the 23rd, we've got Mercury sextiling Neptune between your 3rd and your 5th house. And this stimulates the imagination. It heightens the senses. It makes one more intuitive. It's not so good for rational, logical thought or activity, but it's very good for creative, philosophical speculation, for light conversations. And again, Neptune now in your 5th house, that could be the house of romance, so lighter conversations, more philosophical ruminations. You might feel a little bit more escapist, so this is a good time to go for and watch a movie or go to a performance with a loved one. On the 27th, we've got Venus squaring Saturn between your 5th and your 2nd house. And Venus and Saturn can really, this is where you're feeling a little bit more clinical emotionally. This is where you take a step back and you look at the give and take within relationships. So more clinical detachment. You're feeling more cool and reserved. So perhaps you're not at the moment satisfied with the give and take within relationships. You may feel like you've been doing too much or giving too much and it's not being reciprocated. So just take this time to yourself to pause and reflect and consider those interactions and whether you're getting out of them what you deserve. On the 28th, we've got the new moon in your 4th house, that house of home and family. And with the sun in the 4th and the new moon happening here, this is very good for strengthening family ties, so reconnecting with family members and, focus on the home. So, what can you do to improve your home environment, to make you feel more comfortable, to make you feel more rooted and connected? But really take the time to connect to people that you consider family and spend some time reminiscing on the past. On the 29th, we've got Mercury conjuncting Pluto in your 3rd house, and this is in the 3rd house, which has to do with teaching, writing, and publishing. This can be very good for research, for investigation, for getting to the bottom of things. So don't take yourself too seriously, but, use this clinical detachment for shrewd analysis and really getting to the bottom of any subject that's caught your attention. On the 31st, we've got Mercury squaring Uranus between your 3rd and your 6th house. And this one, while it can be mentally stimulating, looking for new experiences or new things to occupy your attention, because it's a difficult aspect, Mercury and Uranus can sometimes be more accident prone, even more so than the Sun square Uranus, which we had earlier in the month. So just be a little bit more careful of accidents, and this can apply to machines, like computers and cars as well. There could be some breakdowns or mishaps, so, just be on the alert for that. You can also find yourself feeling a little bit more nervous and scattered. So the month also ends with Mars on the 28th moving into Aries, where of course it rules Aries. So Mars in Aries, very strong, very focused, very fired up, very keen to start new things. And for you, this is going to be in the house of work. So lots of energy for getting things done. Really, you'll be able to tackle tasks with vigor and enthusiasm and focus. If you've enjoyed this forecast, please like and subscribe, and thanks so much for listening.